So you're thinking about getting a divorce?
No.
You're thinking about kicking her to the curb?
No.
You're thinking about saying,
no.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That is not
Get her out of the house.
No, that is
you want
not
to be
what we're
rid of
talking
her.
about. No.
Out with the trash.
No.
Gone with her.
We have a guest today.
Oh.
Be good.
Oh, okay. So we're going to talk about
Lawyers, foreclosures, divorce.
Oh my.
Lawyers, foreclosure, divorce.
Oh my.
Lawyers, foreclosure, divorce.
Oh my. Lawyers, foreclosure, divorce. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my.
Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am Delynn Gaston. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey.
We have a guest.
Yay.
It's always fun to have a guest. Always fun to
So
have
is
somebody
she
else.
the lawyer?
This would be the lawyer,
Oh.
our good friend,
Oh
very
my.
good friend. He likes the oh my part.
Oh my.
Alricia Gully from Gully Law Firm, and Alricia specializes in
Lions? Tigers? Bears?
No.
Oh my.
No, but she
I like her.
does
I
do
like her.
family law, divorces sometimes, foreclosure defense, and it helps people when they're getting in financial problems.
So we're gonna-
Alricia, thank
Hey,
you so much for joining us.
So we're going to talk
Thank
about
you for
real
having me.
We're going to talk about real estate again.
Yes, sorry.
I was so
yes.
excited we were going to talk about a new topic.
No, we're doing real estate.
Okay. Wow. Can I ask her first question?
Absolutely.
Why did you come on the show?
Say, because he cornered you last night.
That's it. I'm like, we got an attorney. Yeah. No, so how long have you been practicing law and what got you into practicing law? And I know I didn't even cue you on this, and you're like, that's not on my
We
script.
always, you know the old, like and trust stuff.
We want to find out the real you.
Well, I have been practicing since 2012, so I've been practicing for the last 4 years. I started out in foreclosure practice, believe it or not. I was working for a corporate firm where we practice foreclosure and bankruptcy.
Okay.
I then transitioned into being a family attorney a couple of years later and opened my own firm incorporating both family law and foreclosure law together.
Ah. Because in a way, one kind of does lead to the other. Sadly, they do say
So
that,
foreclosure leads to divorce?
and or the other way around.
Divorce leads to
sometimes.
foreclosure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
kind
and
of,
mostly
it's a
it's
vicious
that
circle.
way. Divorce sometimes does lead to foreclosure or short sales, one of the two, because people are getting divorced and they
Right.
have properties and
Together.
together,
what are we gonna do?
exactly. So, you know, if one doesn't want to live in the property and both want to go ahead and give the property up, then they might, you know, seek a foreclosure or either a short sale to go ahead and get rid of the property. A lot of times when you have two individuals that have both incomes coming into the home, it's enough to be able to afford these homes. But once you break that income into just one income on either side, one person, you know, is not able to afford the home on their own. So that's the reason that a lot of people seek short sales when going through divorces.
Man, she's just like, let's get to the meat. Like,
well, that,
let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about
she's a
it.
girl after my own heart here.
Oh, man.
He just wants to like usually play around and joke.
Jeez.
So people who are getting a divorce, or I understand as well, the number one reason for divorce sometimes is financial.
It definitely can be, and that's where you would come to the situations where there's a foreclosure first in the situation, and then there's a divorce subsequently after. A lot of individuals do go through financial situations, whether it be, you know, a loss of job or somebody's sick in their family, which causes, you know, them to have to decrease some of the hours that they're working and things like that. It's a numerous amount of different things that that incorporate foreclosures and divorces happen happening kind of simultaneously. And I've dealt with some of those cases in my own office, dealing with individuals on a dissolution of marriage, and also at the same exact time have a case for them as well.
I was just
that
gonna
I have
ask you.
to defend them on in foreclosures.
And you can do that. You can do both.
Yes.
You know, do a divorce as well as represent them
Hey,
for the
I
foreclosure.
know you don't want
Definitely.
me on the show this week, but
No,
can I get... Can I at least say, hi, Reese. I'm Barry Horvath. Nice to meet you.
Well,
welcome to the show.
Chime on in.
You know, you get two girls talking about
I know,
stuff.
I
and
know.
you're
Just like,
like, it's all right. No,
Okay, go ahead.
I want. How did you get into this type of law? I mean, what made you decide that this was your niche, and how did you segue into that?
Did you like it when you worked at that other firm
Well,
doing foreclosure defense?
I mean, I know
Is
the
that-
market's changed since
it
you've been
did.
doing this. So
It did.
So what, was it a big thing then? There was a huge need for it. What made you segue into that particular type of practice?
Okay, well, as we all know, the big market crash back in 2007 and 2008 came about.
Which a
led
lot of
to-
people don't even want to remember.
Exactly, which led to a lot of foreclosures. So by the time 2010 to 2012 came, there was an abundance of these foreclosures being filed right here in Florida. Actually, Florida had over 18,000 foreclosures being filed in like 2010, which was like the hike of
Oh
this
my
happening.
Wow.
Yes, definitely.
And we were
So
one of the
need-
hardest hit states, correct?
We
One
were,
of the
we were.
highest.
So based on what Barry stating, there was a great need for foreclosure attorneys at the time. So that's
true.
how I ended up in a foreclosure firm. And at the time, I was actually counsel for the banks pushing these foreclosures through.
Wait, you were on the other side?
I was on the other side.
The dark side.
I was, hey,
But she didn't work
we have
for
to
the,
work.
for the
We have to have a
Darth
job.
Vader.
So that was my job at the time. I decided later that I felt that I would benefit more being on the other side, being on the defense side, and helping people stay in their homes.
So
and
you
helping
learned
people
you learned
keep
how to
their
foreclose
homes.
on them, right?
I did.
And then you're like,
I did.
oh,
And I took that knowledge and ran with it. I did.
Well, that's
honestly.
actually
But to,
great,
the,
though.
to the good side, you know,
Yes.
there were so many people who were wrongly getting foreclosed on. So
There was. Me
and I guess you
Dylan
saw
and
that.
I did see a lot of that, Dylan, and I'm glad you bring that up, because to put to the forefront, there are, of course, rules and regulations that these banks should be complying with prior to foreclosing on any homeowner, because, of course, homeowners have rights too. And the problem with a lot of the foreclosures was the fact that they were not following these rules and regulations. And when these rules and regulations are not followed, it's a clear defense to foreclosure. And I've had a few wins in that arena myself, just finding loopholes and finding things that these banks have not done properly prior to bringing forth their foreclosure complaint, and actually helped several individuals be able to either stay in their home and or obtain some type of loss mitigation, whether it be loan modification or short sale.
So I think what she's saying is she's going to teach us how to keep our home without going to foreclosure.
help people, let them know that they have options.
But before
They do.
before we get into those, can we go have some roasted sausage and cherry tomatoes from
Casey is
Casey?
coming
I
up.
would
love
Chatting dish.
Sounds awesome.
Let's go check that out first, and then we'll come back and talk about funner stuff like foreclosure. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Chat and Dish. I'm Casey Quadetti, and today I am going to show you how to make roasted sausages with cherry tomato sauce. It's one of those one-dish wonder meals that takes less than 5 minutes prep time and is absolutely delicious. For the ingredients, you need 1 large sausage per person. You choose whether you want to use a gourmet sausage, Italian, Polish, kielbasa. All of them work great. You're going to need cherry tomatoes, 1 box each of yellow and red, then a clove of garlic, fresh herbs. We've got thyme, oregano, and rosemary. And then I've got here 1 package of fresh Brussels sprouts. If you really hate them, you can leave them out. But I promise you, Brussels sprouts in this recipe taste absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to need some balsamic vinegar, a little salt and pepper, some olive oil. That's it. Let's get cooking. I'm mincing a large clove of garlic. If your garlic is rather small, you might want to do a clove and a half or even 2. Get your fresh herbs off their hard stems and then go ahead and give them a good mince. Next step is a difficult one. Pour your cherry tomatoes into a roasting pan. Toss in your fresh herbs and your garlic. Drizzle about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on top of your tomatoes and herbs. Just grab a spoon and give it all a good stir so that your cherry tomatoes are coated with olive oil. Snuggle your sausages right on top of the cherry tomatoes. Drizzle the sausages with another 2 tablespoons of olive oil and about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Pop this into a preheated 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. I bet you thought I forgot the Brussels sprouts. Well, I didn't. What we do is we pop them in the second half of the cooking time. So right now, just go ahead and cut each one of the Brussels sprouts in half lengthwise. Our 30-minute timer has gone off, and what I'm doing is just setting the sausages aside. Now it's time to add our Brussels sprouts and give it a good stir. Our Brussels sprouts are all nicely coated with all the drippings and the olive oil and garlic. Now it's time to snuggle our sausages back in upside down. We want the other side of the sausages to brown. A little drizzle of olive oil on top of our sausages and a nice sprinkling of black pepper. Gloves on so I can pop this back in the oven for another 30 minutes. Ooh, our 30-minute timer has gone off. Take a look at this. Sausages come out first. Ooh, they look absolutely marvelous. And now I'm going to dish up all these gorgeous veggies right on top of the sausages. One of the most wonderful things about this recipe is you've got this great garlicky balsamic vinegar sauce that's perfect with the sausages. Can you even believe how easy this was to whip up? Now we're going to give it the final, most important test of all. Oh, the balsamic vinegar sauce with the cherry tomatoes, it's absolutely phenomenal. As always, thank you for visiting. Until next time, I do hope that you try this with the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to miss you. Take care. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
I love sausage.
I just want to, do you really?
I do.
I do
It is-
too.
You
yeah.
do?
I do too.
Really?
We're carnivores. We love meat.
And you know what's sad? My kids, my family, my husband, nobody likes sausage. So I can't even have that's why I tell you on every one of our lunch and learns, make sausage and peppers. Make sausage and peppers. I love it.
Oh, that's great.
That's okay.
But
I'll
that
take
looks
John's
good.
That looks
portion.
good. I need to make that next
Casey
time.
can cook it up like nobody else. So, hey, let's go back to the fun stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
Foreclosure! Yay!
While our stomach is growling, let's talk about foreclosures.
Yeah. Well, it'll turn your stomach.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so you gave a statistic before of 18,000 at its peak, and
That's
I'm going to put you on the
amazing.
spot.
Yeah.
Do you know how that compares to today? Do you know today's numbers or
Because we're getting
relative?
better, right?
We are getting better, and the economy is making a comeback. I'm not sure regarding today's numbers specifically because, I was thrown into this last night. But what I can tell you is that the numbers are decreasing as far as the court dockets go here in Florida regarding foreclosures. There are less foreclosures. We are definitely cleaning up the docket, and the judges are going through them a little bit faster nowadays than they were before.
So instead of taking like 7 years, now it can take 6, 7 months. I mean, how quick can a foreclosure, if let's just say I stop making my payment today, 90 days I could be served. Is that
It's
true?
usually the banks usually allow, I would want to say up to at least 180 days or something like that
Okay.
before they actually foreclose against you, because prior to that they're in communications about
Yeah.
different options that you
Right.
can
Okay.
have prior to foreclosure.
Okay.
Of course,
they don't wanna
the
foreclose.
banks don't want to foreclose. They don't want the house back. They want the payments. The
Because-
money is what they want.
Because they're not in the real estate
Ultimately.
business, and we
Right.
learn because they're really bad at it.
Yeah.
Have you seen? They are.
They foreclose on these houses and leave them.
Yeah,
they
they're
don't
like,
even put them on
"Oh,
the
yeah,
market. They're bad at that.
That can't be a good investment. Yeah, and they leave them. But I've seen now, like Fannie Mae goes in, they foreclose, and now they're cleaning them up. They're putting carpet in, they're painting them. They're putting appliances.
I think because they're realizing that
They
no
are.
one can finance them.
Yeah, and also, yeah, of course, you need financing, so you need
Right.
that. You need for the property to be inspected and to be able to pass inspections
Right, exactly.
for them to get
For the new
financing.
lender.
And not only that, Barry, you brought up a good point that now
I
they're
do that
taking
once
the
in a while.
initiative. Now they're taking initiative to fix up these homes because guess what? Real estate prices are going back up now.
Yeah.
We're starting to see the lighter end of the spectrum regarding foreclosures.
So foreclosures can happen more quickly now because there's less happening. The court systems aren't jammed up with them. So is that bad news, good news?
So within a year,
I think it's good news. I think we're going to make a comeback from this situation. I think that the worst of the foreclosure crisis is pretty much behind us at this point, and we're being able to actually move forward when it comes to the real estate market.
Hey, that's our show. Moving forward.
that is that is it right there. So
Hang on, one more thing.
okay.
Are you a Lightning fan?
I am.
Yes. So
We all are right now.
We're in the playoffs.
I know.
We're gonna take out the Islanders. Let's hope. I don't know what's going to go on, but we're in the playoffs. Exciting time to be in hockey.
It is very
Come on,
exciting
we
for
need to talk
Tampa
about
Bay.
that. I
It
would,
is exciting
I
for
would,
Tampa
but-
Bay. You guys know that I'm from Tampa,
I
right?
know.
So
I know.
that's a big thing
This
for
is
me.
their home.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
We say that
it's
because
so
most
funny.
people aren't from
From
around
Tampa.
here.
It's so funny how this town has become a hockey town, and
Yes.
because over 40 sellouts in a row, that's huge.
I know.
It is.
I mean,
It is.
That's a great thing. All right, sorry. I just got out of it. I go on
We have
tangents.
to
sometimes.
sidetrack on sports for you for a
Squirrel.
little bit. Okay, so
I feel
back
better.
to our foreclosure defense. So let's talk about
Do
maybe
you
some
think-
of the
hey,
things
wait,
that
do you-
make stop.
wait,
It's
do you
my
think-
turn now.
Do you think Stamkos will be back before the end of the playoffs?
Just like you. I don't know who to listen to here.
Listen to me. I'm your commissioner. I'm just kidding.
My turn. Okay, back
All
to
right.
foreclosures. So let's
Call
talk
me
a
when
little
you're
bit
done,
about
okay?
let's
I'll
talk
be
a
over
little
here.
bit about what happens. So when somebody starts getting behind in their payments and they come to you either for divorce or for foreclosure defense, let's go with that route. And they're, what do I do? So I would imagine the first thing you try and do is talk to them about some modifications and such, and you can help people with that as well, right?
Correct.
That
correct.
would be the first step.
And actually, I would prefer people to come to me when they first get behind and they notice that they're needing some assistance, because we can go to the banks and see if we can do some type of loss mitigation. The first course of action, of course, would be trying to get a loan modification for those individuals if their goal is definitely to stay in their house, because the first thing you want to do is find out what their goals are.
Right.
You know, you want to go over the ramifications of whatever your actions are at that time with that individual, because if they're upside down on their home and stuff like that, and it would be more beneficial for them to go through a short sale than it would be for them to actually have a foreclosure or go through loan modification, then they, maybe they should take that route. And if not, then maybe loan modification is what's for them. However, there is some things about loan modifications that individuals don't know and don't realize, and those things should be definitely explained to them by counsel as well. One of those things are, usually when you go through a loan modification, the amount that the bank is modifying is placed on the back of the loan.
Right.
Therefore, once that's done, it increases the time length that an individual or homeowner would be paying on that loan. So, they have to weigh out their options and decide what's best for them.
Okay. And there are options for them, and that's what you're going to do. Now, what if they say, okay, stop. What if they say, okay, well, we're upside down on this house, and the values aren't there. We paid $300,000. It's worth about $150 right now. We're not exactly sure what our options are. You can kind of like walk them through that and.
Exactly, and then we would give them the option of, in that situation, a short sale may be more beneficial for them. The banks usually do short sales by way of selling the property, allowing that homeowner to sell that property for less than the value of what they owe on that actual loan. So once they do that, there's certain rules and regulations to short sales as well. Being
Which
that
is
you
why I
can't
was
sell to
just gonna-
family members and things of that nation. things of that nature. It does have to be a transaction that's done at arm's length.
But they are willing to make them. They are doing
are.
those. So people do have options. is
They-
the
they
thing.
are.
And
They
need,
do.
and
So
we have a
can't-
question now.
They shouldn't
So,
do it by
Reese,
themselves.
Reese,
No,
what
she
about,
should not
what
do it
about,
by
what about
themselves.
credit? You're at arm's length. Sorry. I want to get one thing in. What about credit?
Credit regarding short sales?
Yes.
Well,
And foreclosure
and
modification.
foreclosures? Okay. So I
Could you-
assume that you're
here,
talking
just hold
regarding
that
the-
over there so we don't see it. There we go. Okay.
I'm assuming that you're questioning the misconception of foreclosures and short sales and how it affects your credit,
Yes.
basically, and that they affect your credit
Yeah.
differently.
I had to do that so I could get something.
can get something
a
in?
word in.
You get her started.
lives-
She just
you know-
I know, I do. I
You know
know.
what? I talk about hockey. She shuts up. She goes, "Oh, what's going on with the Lightning? Are they going to win? Are they going to score a touchdown?" That's what she does. But she likes hockey, so we
I
deal
do. I
with
like
that.
hockey.
Yeah.
Anyway, credit.
Well, yes, credit. Back to what you were saying. Regarding foreclosures and short sales, both foreclosure and short sale does hit your credit and affect your credit. However, they do affect them differently, however, nominally, okay? Short sales...
I like that word.
I
Nominally.
know.
Yes. Short sales affect your credit a little bit less than foreclosures. Foreclosures last, of course, longer. And the difference between the two is with short sales, you can go out, or a homeowner can go out after they have went through a short sale and purchase another property far less longer than and with the foreclosure. With the foreclosure, it's going to take you anywhere from 3 to 7 years to be able to make another purchase. With short sales, that's not the case. You can purchase another property within a couple of years.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So you know what? We got a tip right now coming up from Devin. This week's AC tip from Devin from McWilliams and Son. So we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Devin with McWilliams & Son Air Conditioning. And today what I want to talk about to you today is the phasing out of R22. I'm sure you've heard about it, maybe your friends are talking about it, or you've heard about it on the news. It is due to be gone by the year 2020. You should no longer be able to buy the equipment, and obtaining the refrigerant as well as the parts to fix your equipment may be difficult. And I want to let you know before you end up in that scenario 5 years from now. We're beginning to see a lot less of it, and the prices are getting a lot higher on the equipment as well as the parts and refrigerant. Now, what does that mean to you? If we get into the year 2021, you may not be able to obtain this refrigerant, or the price to even recharge your system may not be in your benefit. You may still be able to find dry units, and you can still purchase them now, but it is not recommended, and it does not meet the efficiency standards or the AHRI standards. It does not work well for your equipment. You also do not get your full warranties. Right now, if you're purchasing new equipment, you should be getting 410 equipment. That is the current refrigerant that's out, and that is what will give you the most lifespan on your equipment, as well as the most for your warranties. We sell an array of brands. We service all equipment. But as R22 continues to get phased out, we begin to pick up less and less of it. We are now getting to a point where if your coil blows a leak or you are low on refrigerant, you are almost condemned. The price to repair or to regas your system is not becoming in your benefit. It is best to do some research and take a look at what your options are, and give us a call at McWilliams & Son.
All right. That was a great tip from Devin.
Thank you, Devin.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We're
And
going to
thank
keep.
you, McWilliams and Son. our
Absolutely.
new
Yeah,
sponsor
no, we're
on
gonna
the
have
show.
we're gonna have tips every week for you. So,
Yes.
you know, we're gonna keep that AC lasting longer, so it doesn't fail, so you don't fall behind on your payments, and go into foreclosure. Segue back to Reese.
We need that AC in the summertime,
You
especially
think?
here
Boy,
in
do we
Florida.
ever.
Because we're feeling hot, hot,
I
hot.
know.
So anyway, let's summarize what we talked about, and you know, and when should people come to you? And
Early. I didn't know
Yes.
that they really should. A lot of people try and do
I was
the
talking to Reese.
modifications. Sorry,
excuse me,
on their own.
she is the guest. She is the wealth of information. Let her talk.
I didn't realize that people. I'm just ignoring him. Should come to you early when they're trying to modify their loan. People try and do
Listen.
that on their own.
She's
Definitely,
275.
definitely,
Listen to
Glenn.
me. $275 an hour. Let her talk. The meter's running.
It does make all the difference to have adequate counsel when you're trying to go through a loan modification, especially counsel that knows what the banks are looking for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I will add to that, though, Dylan, it's good for individuals to know that at this day in the game, because of all the things that the banks have done and have went through, and they've even had Department of Justice fines, dealing with the foreclosure fraud and all of the things that the mortgage companies have done. At this day in the game, there are many non-banks that are pulling to the forefront in loans at this particular time. And the reason for going through some of those non-banks instead of our traditional banks, not trying to lure anybody from the traditional banks, however, the loan to value ratio is a little bit better, which makes your down payment a little bit less. So that's something to definitely keep in mind.
See that?
Up and coming.
She is a wealth of information.
Absolutely.
This has been just wonderful, and I know
Thank
that
you.
I think that you've given some relief to some people out there who are definitely, not sure which way to go, and encouraging that.
Yeah, people should
Yes.
seek counsel. When you're in
They
trouble,
should. They
don't
should.
wait till the ship is already underwater and it's too late to bail out.
She gets those
Exactly.
calls
Get
too.
help.
I do.
But
I do
sooner
get
rather
those.
than later is
But,
better.
Is better.
Let's be proactive.
Right.
Let's check it
Definitely.
out. Find out your options. We always do that. We procrastinate. We put our head in the sand. It's going to go
I know.
away. If you're in
Exactly.
trouble and you're behind in your payments, it's not going away.
No,
So,
it's not.
So get with professional counsel who's experienced that can help you and walk you through it, and you'll sleep better at night.
Yeah.
A lot of our
Sooner
real
is
estate
always
partners,
better than later.
Right. A lot of our real estate partners out there are talking to some people about listing their homes and things like that because they might be in foreclosure or short sales or something like that. By all means, please recommend that they speak with a good attorney. Reese's information is beneath us. We've got her.
She's not beneath us. She's above us.
I mean, underneath our video.
Do you know who
here.
she is?
I know.
This is a
She is
Reese
above.
Angeli.
She is definitely above us. We deteriorate really fast. Everybody out there already knows that.
Well, they watch
We
us
are
every
all made equally.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
I love her.
Oh, she's good. You should
But
come on
anyway,
every week.
She would be very
our
happy
counsel.
to answer any of your questions and help you through it. So if you do know someone who is struggling right now, and by all means, please.
At least find
guide
out.
them.
At least find out your options. So
Right.
anyway, thanks for being on the
Definitely.
show. This has been
Definitely.
great. A lot of good information.
Thank you for having
I've
me.
learned-
Excited to be here.
I've learned so much about hockey this week.
Well, I'm excited to have more
Go Bolts!
information on hockey for
Go
you.
Bolts. So get us out there on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube.
You forgot Facebook.
We're on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like us, share us,
know.
all that fun stuff. We appreciate everyone watching. We are today and every day.
Moving forward.
Right.
See you
Thanks.
guys.
We'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.